So I have this unicorn sketched out and ready to be completed. Only thing is that I'm having a really hard time deciding whether or not I want this project to be in watercolor or if I want it to be in charcoal. It's just such a big piece, and watercolor is so scary. I want to try new things this year and I want to be brave. I think I'm gonna try it. But I am a little nervous, you guys. Before I show the full process of this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about where this piece came from. I have a bachelor's degree in art history, and I've always been inspired by the medieval unicorn tapestries at the Met cloisters. I love that the unicorns are treated so seriously in these works. It isn't just cute or magical, it feels symbolic, mysterious, and almost sacred. I am also really interested in lore around the unicorn horn. People believed that the unicorn horn, also called the alicorn, could cure disease, purify water, and even detect poison. There's even a scene in the unicorn tapestries where the unicorn sticks its horn in the water to purify it for the other animals. Also within these works, I love that the unicorns are usually shown in gardens, and a garden feels like a perfect place for one to exist. It's real, but it feels a little separate from everyday life. And also a place that feels inherently magical and just filled with beauty, which I feel like is like the essence of a unicorn. So putting the two of them together just makes a lot of sense. And that's the feeling that I wanted for this painting. A little world where myth, plants, beauty, and symbolism all come together. If you watched my last video, then you would have seen that I have been working on this sketch for quite some time now. I'm really excited to make these last finishing marks and get started on the watercolor portion. Hello, Quill. Making the first marks with the watercolor felt like there was no turning back. I was so scared at this point. It's about 7:30 and I'm having such a fun time working on this unicorn piece that I think I might have a little midnight painting session with you guys because I just can't stop. It's just looking so good and the flow state is there, so I want to take advantage and continue working. And it's just so funny because I was really insecure and unsure about how this was going to turn out, but it is turning out fairly decent so far, so I want to keep going. Looking back, I can tell just how nervous I was because I was making such little marks. I hope that I can grow from this in the future. I've learned that I really do enjoy painting near candlelight. Working at night is just so magical. Good morning. I tried using Prismacolored colored pencils right here, and I've decided that I don't like the way that this looks, mostly because of the grainy texture. I was feeling a little frustrated after that, so I decided to go on a walk at Woodward Park in the gardens. The Woodward Park Rose Garden was built in the 1930s during the Great Depression, when public lands weren't just made to be beautiful, they were made to give people a place to breathe, to gather themselves, and to find a little order in a world that felt uncertain. I love thinking about gardens as symbols. They can hold so much at once: romance, grief, healing, control, devotion, and the human desire to make meaning out of nature. A garden is touched by human hands, but it's still alive, it still changes, it still resists being fully controlled. After visiting the garden, I thought it would be good to spend time tending to my own. Good news, I actually found that I have some watercolor pencils, so we're gonna try that and see how it goes. The worst case scenario is if I don't like it, I can at least just put water over it and it'll dissolve, so we're gonna try it. They're so nice. When I'm trying a new medium on a piece that I've already started, I like to start in a very little area just to see how it feels before I move on to making big marks. I did learn that by using watercolor pencils, the lead is a lot softer than normal colored pencils, so it does end up filling in the little white spots in between the watercolor paper, which I actually do like. So I think I'm going to continue using these, and also for areas that I do want a little bit more blending, I can just add water and it'll feel like a watercolor painting, which is great. Because I've mostly worked with dry mediums like charcoal and graphite most of my life, having this little bit of extra control with the watercolor pencils allowed me to feel like I had more say in where the color was being placed. I love that this pack of pencils came with this light bluish gray color because it helped a lot with the shadows on this white unicorn. For the background, I chose to use gouache only because it was a little more opaque, and I definitely needed that because otherwise I would be doing many layers. Going back to when I first started this painting, I wasn't entirely sure the color palette that I was going to use, so putting the first dab of this Viridian green down was definitely scary, but I think that it turned out really well and made the unicorn pop. Something that I continuously struggled with this piece was the contrast. Just the fact that watercolor, when you put the paint down, it looks really saturated. However, when it dries, it often dries a lot lighter. So I often found myself going back and forth trying to get as many layers in there as I could to achieve the type of contrast that I wanted. I definitely struggled with this until the very last day of this piece. I had been working on this painting at this point for around 2 weeks, on and off, so this was a good moment for me to do a little looky-loo and dilly-dally around the vintage mall in Tulsa called Love Me Two Times. I did end up finding a lot of inspiration here unexpectedly. I saw a lot of hummingbirds and unicorns, which was just really nice. It's definitely been a few days since I've made this video, and I am still thinking about this cabinet today. Last night, Hope and I went to Lowe's to get some mulch for our garden. And while we were there, we were looking for garden stakes, and we ended up seeing this dove. It was just like looking normal for a little bit, but then once we started walking towards it, it wasn't like flying away or walking really fast to get away from us. Instead, it like had its wings out like this, kind of like flapping on the ground. And as I approached it to kind of see if it was okay, he tried taking off. But whenever he did that, he ran into a big shelf and ended up face planting onto the concrete. And at that point, I think he was really tired. So I went and picked him up, and he did not fight me at all. He almost seemed like glad to accept the help. And I just had him like in my hands like this really gently for a while until Hope was able to find a box for us. But yeah, he ended up staying last night in our bathroom with a towel over the box and made sure it was nice and quiet in there. And yeah, this morning we took him outside to see if he was able to fly and make it on his own. And unfortunately, the same thing happened where I gave him a little lift and he ended up just face planting again. So we made the decision to take him to Forest Trails Animal Hospital, which is a drop-off location for Wing It, who is a amazing wildlife rehabilitation group. So he's in good hands now, and I'm going to be thinking about him a lot today. But for the rest of this evening, I'm going to be working on getting this unicorn finished. I need to do some more work on the tail and legs, and also get the flowers more contrasted with color, and also the hummingbird needs some more work. So there's still like quite a bit to do, even though it looks like mostly finished, like the silhouette and everything is there. So yeah, I'm excited to bring you guys along with me and see what we can get done today. And if I can get it finished, it would be awesome if I could also go get the frame for it, because I know exactly which one I want. I've just been kind of waiting to get it because Quill, our cat, really likes to play, and when he does, he like runs and knocks frames over, and I've had frames break and scratches happen, so I like to not get the frames until like the piece is like literally finished and like ready to be hung on the wall. So yeah, lots of work to do today, but let's get started. Even though the piece felt like it was almost done at this point, it still took quite a while to create the final finishing marks because I ended up doing the background a little early, and so even though it felt finished, there was still a lot of work to do. And also I made a mistake on the hummingbird, which required a little bit of care to make that mistake go away. Even though this is primarily a watercolor painting, I did end up using gouache and acrylic, as well as watercolor pencils and watercolor markers even. If you made it here all the way till the end, I wanted to first say thank you, and I'm excited to show you the whole process from planning to sketch to finished design. Hi there, if you're new here, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. I am a brand new YouTube creator, so you probably are new. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you'd like to see more, I do have an Instagram at @KaylaAnleyArt and a Patreon, and this month I'm going to be sending out quarterly mail. So I've got a bookmark that I haven't put the tassel on yet, but this is actually from my paint palette, and I'm cutting them up to create little bookmarks for you guys, as well as a little fold-out envelope that I custom designed. This is gonna have a sticker in it, and I also will have a letter, a mini print, and also a print of the unicorn. So if you'd like to have all of that, you can go ahead and sign up at patreon.com, and I'm excited to see you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.